Hi all you beautiful friends, family, co-workers, beings of the light, brothers and sisters. Welcome to our Sunday Shining. Yeah, this week has been a little bit special because, every week is special, but this week I shared the video where I don't have my animals anymore, so I don't have Mary and Lucy and Clara, and I'll just touch on this for a second. There's not really much to say other than the fact that I realized that it was just not to be anymore. And when I bought this land 4 or 5 months ago, I was a little bit unsure whether I should take the animals with me, whether I would be able to cope and manage them. And I realized after trying for 2 months that it was too difficult. So I feel very, very joyful about it. I really don't miss the animals. A little bit maybe just the friendship, but the fact that I know that they are happy where they are, and also that I'm doing what's right for me. And it was not right for me to keep them because the workload was too big. And so yeah, I think it's wonderful. Our life is it's a journey we're on, and every single thing that happens is there is training. It's one big school we're in, and also a place of creation. So we are creating and learning as we go. And every single thing that happens, no matter how small it might seem, has value and importance. And the whole aspect of life, understanding that you will be, the more you come into balance with yourself, the more you come into your God self, the more you will feel very, very clearly guided. And but there will still be times when we don't really know what to do, and we're going to just have to try to make a choice and see what happens. But sometimes it's very, very clear, and this was a situation where it was very clear. And I had also really pushed myself and tried to make things work with the animals. And you get to a point where God sort of says, you have to stop now because you've done what you can do. It's just like with relationships and so many things in our lives. We go down a path and we try to make it work, and we try, and then finally, if we don't stop, we're gonna create problems for ourselves and for others. So that period of my life is over for now, because I need to have my attention in other places. So, as I said on the other video, thank you so much for all the love that you have shared with my animals, because I really think that there has been a healing going on, because many people have felt uplifted and just felt something special happening within themselves by seeing the animals. So I'm very sure that they have they have had their job here of helping people to awaken. Really, the animals are here to help us awaken. There's no doubt. And so that was part of my work with these channels for a while. Now I just have the chickens and the hen, and also I have the wild animals, which is it's very special. I mean, there's lots of deer here, and I've tried with the fencing. It's become harder for them to get into the area, but they get in no matter what you do. They always find a way. So when I go for my walks, usually the deer are down near the beach or the water. and there's an owl here, and there's many birds. There's lots of animals here, so we'll just see how I am to work with the land. And also I also thought the whole thing of having a cow, having sheep, which has been the domesticated animals, that's sort of been a way of life for me and for humans for thousands of years, and we brought our animals to where we came to. But the wild animals are already there in many places, most places. And so I sort of felt Mother Nature saying, in this place, this land, to just sense what she wants. What does nature want me to do on this land, if I'm to do anything? Maybe just enjoy it. So I just have to do something, just a sec. Okay, so let's continue our journey. And I was just thinking this morning, isn't it a gift that we can share our journey of awakening with each other? That's what I feel very much we're doing, because to have, although it's not the same as being in a group physically, this is all digital and so on, but I do feel that we are very connected anyway, and being together in a group physically does have its disadvantages too. So I think this is I just think this is very, very wonderful, because we are really all connected, and people we have connected with, maybe either on the internet or people we know, we are telepathically connected to. We're really one big organism of energy. So when we think of a name, or we connecting here can really just be just as powerful as connecting physically. It's just a matter of opening up to it, because our energies connect. The whole thing of doing healing remotely, as I do with my healing sessions, you completely, when you open up to each other for help, to be a helper and to be the one who needs some guidance and help, our energies merge. So when I do the muscle testing, I'm testing my own body, which has taken its energy aside, so that your energy goes into me. It's just, I mean, the old mind can't understand this, but we are one big energy body. So we're all connected all the time, really. And of course, when we connect through this video, we open up even more, and there's even more of a deep connection. So isn't it just beautiful that we are going on a journey deep into ourselves, and we can do this together through this channel? I feel we're holding hands, and as we go deeper into our deeper selves, discovering who we really are, which we have forgotten for many, many, many years. We're rediscovering who we are, and we supporting each other on the journey. So wonderful. Okay, so let's have some tea. And thank you once again also for all your comments, which is just so valuable. It's just so wonderful how you share something from your life, how you feel, and it just makes each new video even more deep and more helpful. So thank you. So I got a few things this week, and let's just go back to the enjoying being. Why have I been focusing so much on this, enjoying being the presence that you are, well, that is because that is how we connect to our God selves. Because we can ask ourselves, how does God feel within me? God is not a man or a woman. It is the one, it's the source of all. So God is not human, but can come into human form, which he has done, she has done through us, and is manifested everywhere. So everything that is, this whole world is God being present in these myriad of forms. And we are one of those forms. So God is present in us. And if we ask ourselves, I wonder how God is here, but there's also my ego, which is, you can call it the darkness, you can call it my false self, you can call it my lost self, you can call it many things. Both are in me. So the more we wish to grow, the more we wish to awaken, the more we have to go within and look for, where is the God presence within me? And they're all saying, all the helpers around us, go into how you feel. It's very important to use your feelings, because that's really the new language that we need to relearn. How does it feel? I wonder how God feels within me. And of course, God feels good. God's presence within you, God within you, which is the one, which has no limits, because all of God is there within you. We have this idea that it can only be a little bit of God, but it's not. Because God can only be completely present. So all of God is within you, as well as everywhere. And I wonder how he's feeling, she's feeling. And of course, there's no bad feeling within God. That doesn't exist, because it's the light. So as it's, so let's just go a little bit deeper into this. God feels good about being in you, because that was the plan, that you came into this world as a God presence. And the whole situation that you are in and we are in is that we are to rediscover, we are to understand that this is who we are, to realize that I am not just a person here on my own, trying to work out life and being taught by all the people around me and trying to copy them or compare myself with them. I'm actually God in human form, and I am to discover this and be this and enjoy this and create from this place. So for us to create with the energy of God, with the light, the love, the peace, the joy, the wisdom, all that God contains, we have to feel how it feels to be him. So we click, the puzzle piece clicks, and we come into our God presence. So we're practicing going from where we were before, which was very painful and very fearful, and we were very lost and very stuck and very desperate, and all the bad things you can say about being in our false self and in our ego. We're going from that state of being, which we thought was normal, and actually for thousands of years we felt was safe, which it wasn't. We got to a point where we realized we can't be there anymore. This was just too much. There's something wrong here. And so we slowly open our eyes to the fact that that's not us at all. We are God manifesting in a human body. And so, in a way, you can say there's two worlds in us. There is the God presence, and there is the false self. And as I've said before, as I feel it's true, is that long time ago, in the beginning of time, we were only God presence, but we were not conscious of it. So we were these beautiful, peaceful, harmonious beings like nature, one with nature, and we were one with God, but we did not know we were one with God. But all was peaceful because there was no false self. There was no darkness. It was all light, and we were the light. We just didn't know. It had not come up into our consciousness. Like you see these handicapped, or what do you call it, mentally handicapped children who are Down syndrome, or there's all these different types of mental handicaps where people they don't have this consciousness, but they just are. And often you see these people, they're just full of joy. They're very childlike and very pure because they really have no false self. They just are who they are. And that was the state we were in for a long, long, long time, until God chose to create the darkness, or the devil, the false self, to create a contrast so that we could come to the point one day where we became conscious that we are God. We are the light. So God created a contrast so that there was darkness. There was not only light. And then we went through this very, very difficult period of learning and suffering. Because when we came into this every time we came into the physical body, and some of us have been on earth, they say the average is 200 to 400 times you come into a physical body. Some of us do that. Some of us have only been here a few times. It's different. Some people have only been here once. They're just not very earthbound. But it doesn't really matter. What happened when the darkness was created was that we came into amnesia. So every time we were born, more or less, we went straight into darkness, to the detachment from God. Because God wanted us, God in a way pushed us away from Him so that we could find our way back. And when we found our way back and realized we were the light, which is the process we're in now, we would become conscious of it. So that was the way we could become consciously God. So, yeah, it's very, very exciting. So this is what life is, as I see it, this is what life is all about. This has been planned a long, long, long time ago. God wished us to realize that we are Him, her, and we had to go through all that difficulty for us to start searching. And it says it in the Bible also, that this was the plan. The humanity had to get completely lost and become dark beings who do dark deeds, so that God could call them back, and we could awaken to who we really are as divine creatures, divine beings who get to create with God. So God is expanding by us awakening. And yeah, as a way of putting this, we are, there's so many ways to see this. We are like a thread in a tapestry, and each one of us is a thread. And it's not till we awaken that we can see the thread in the tapestry that has been created, that has been put there, has been designed. And we are a thread in the tapestry of life. This beautiful, beautiful tapestry with all the colours of the rainbows. And it's not till we awaken that the thread that we are will be seen. And we take our divine seat or our divine place in this tapestry. And for us to do that, for us to awaken, it all has to be conscious. And going back to enjoying your being is that process of becoming the thread of the tapestry. To realize that you are one of a kind. And as they say it in a funny way, it's only you. It's only you who can be you. And you have to come into the fullness of who you are and get to the point where you love being you and you wish to be no one else. You realize that thread in the tapestry, your divine seat in this creation, is so beautiful and so precious, and it's yours. It's your own. Nobody can be that thread as you can. You are specialized to be that thread. And the ego can trick us, because when we've been in the ego, all we've been doing more or less all the time is comparing ourselves and always feeling either superior or inferior. So we never felt the thread that we were was right. But this is what's coming now as we awaken. We realize that I wish to be no one else than who I am. And that's how God feels in us. God is not feeling inside us, I wish I was someone else. I wish I was that person over there and not this person here. God loves being you, as you. There's nothing else he wishes to be than you in you. And this state we have to become one with. So that finally we become the thread in the tapestry of this beautiful, beautiful, this picture, the picture of life that we were created to be a part of. And as that thread, we become creators with God. So we just don't just sit there passively, but it's just a way to see it, that there is you are unique and there's a place for you, and you are the only one who can be you. And as some, I can't remember how they say it in a funny way, if you don't become you, what a waste, because no one else can do that. So if you die, you leave this life and you haven't reached that point, what a waste. It's just a way of putting it. But one day you will, in another lifetime or something, if you don't do it this lifetime. So feeling how does God feel within me, and just allowing that feeling, the divine joy that God is within you, to just become one with that. Okay, so the last thing I got, I just want to see if I can share that here, was a lovely image of God and the ego within us. So it's it's two men. God is the one man within us. It's just a way of seeing this. And he's a gardener. He's a very quiet man. He has his garden. There's not a great lot of different plants there, but there's a very beautiful rose bush that he really enjoys. And his garden is very simple. It's and it's a little bit secluded. Nobody can really see it from where people are moving around. And the fence around it is really also quite simple and old, and maybe it even looks as though there's no one really living in there. And God is there. He gets up every morning out of his little simple house, and he stretches and goes out into his garden and goes, and he knows he is God, and he loves life. As it says in the Bible, he creates the world, and he looks at it, and he loves what he sees. He enjoys what he sees. It is good. And that's the excuse me. That is the vibration that God is in, and a constant enjoyment of the life that he has created. And he knows his powers. He knows he is the one power of all powers. He is the creator of all. Although his outer world looks very simple, he knows he is the one. And he knows that he doesn't have to make any great effort to create, because he is the creator. So when he goes to his rose bush and just looks into one of the roses, and he just enjoys what he sees, that's the way he creates new worlds and new universes in some other place. But every time he feels this joy of what he sees, bang, a new world and a new universe is created somewhere out in the galaxies. So that's how powerful he is. So you can't actually see from his garden and his house that he is this mighty creator, but he is, and he knows he is. And he creates with joy, with the joy of creating and the joy of life. And so God lived like this for many, 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 many years. And then, as I said before, he wanted to create the darkness, because he knew that all these little children, all us humans, for us to awaken, there had to be the contrast. And so out of nothing, he created the darkness, the ego, which is the other man living in this kingdom. And he's very different to God, because he's driven, because he is out of the nothingness. He is not out of the fullness that God is, knowing that he is all. He comes out of the nothingness. And so he is eternally empty. So, but he doesn't realize this, of course, because he's in the darkness. So, and he has a really flashy castle. And he has so many things going on, and he's very loud and very colourful, and people can see him from far away, and people are drawn to him because he always has something exciting going on. There's some drama or some war or some new creation in his castle, and everybody is going there because it's so exciting, because it gives them a buzz, and it is the ego energy. And that's the human journey that we have been on, is that we have been living with him for a very long time, with all the drama and all the desperation and all the let's do this, let's do that, let's do something else, let's try this, and a very loud, very noisy, very dramatic life that was driven. And that's going back to the fear I was talking about, building a life out of fear. And that's exactly what this ego energy is all about. And what is this fear? What is this driver of this enormously dramatic life, where in a way you're going in circles and you're always trying something new to find fulfillment? The driver of this is emptiness and the feeling that I am no one. There's nothing in me. I'm empty. So I have to fill up. I have to do a whole lot of things so I can get fulfilled. So that is really the essence of the darkness. It is, I'm a nobody, and I'm empty, and I'm lost, and I'm bored, and there's so I need to do a whole lot of things so that I can get fulfilled. So that is the world of the ego. That is the world of the false self. That God, in his little garden with his little rose bush, he went bang. He created it out of nothing. Because it is nothing. It's made up. It really doesn't exist. So the ego, it's in our consciousness, the kingdom, this world that I'm describing now. You have the light and the dark. And that is the darkness, the devil. He's shouting over there by his castle with all the drama and all the stuff going on. Come over to me. Oh, it's so exciting. Come on, let's have a party. Let's do something exciting. Let's have a really, really exciting experience today. Let's do something really, really, really exciting. And he's been doing that for thousands and thousands of years. And we've all flocked over there because it looked so exciting. And we were all driven by this because we had left our God self. We were driven, we were longing. We always felt something was missing. We were driven by this fear of not being anything, feeling that we weren't nothing. So that is the ego lie, the ego self. And that world we have been drawn to for so long. And of course, this is the way God helped us to awaken, by creating that. And so after we've lived that way, and part of this, we can talk about the ego, how destructive it is. It's all the darkness, it's all the bad. One of the things that is a great driver in the ego way of being is comparing. You're always comparing yourself. Because it's all separation. Everything is separate. There's no oneness. You never get deeply connected to anyone or anything because it's all separate. Because that's the driver. The driver is I'm nobody. So I'm so full of fear because I feel I'm nobody. So I have to keep proving to myself and others that I am something. So we are always comparing. He's greater than me. She's better than me. She's more beautiful than me. He's more ugly than me. All this, it was one big, it was but one big war on ourselves. It looked flashy and exciting, and it was very stimulating, incredibly stimulating. But now we've reached the point as we start to awaken where we realize I can't do this anymore because this is eating me up. Because I never, ever get to feel fulfilled. I never, ever get to feel one with anyone, not even myself. I'm lost. I've been thrown into the tip and I keep looking in all the garbage. I keep looking in all the garbage to find the jewel, and it's not in the tip. I have to leave the tip. And that big flashy castle was the tip. It was a spiritual tip. So when we suffer long enough, we leave it. We realize, oh my goodness, I'm not locked in here. I chose to go there myself. And I can just leave it any time. And God, I can sense someone over there behind that old fence, and he's still smelling the roses. And I'd much rather go over there. It's not stimulating. It's not flashy, but it's home. He's my home. That's my home. And when I go there, I suddenly realize I am all. I am the one. And the fearful driver I used to be driven by, the emptiness is gone, because there's no such thing. There is only one. There is only unity. We are one body of love. So God made this up. He made it up. And of course, when we return to the garden, we are conscious. Oh my goodness, that man, woman, smelling the roses and creating galaxies and universe every time he looks into the rose is me. He's me. She's me. And I will go there and be there with him and create in that peaceful, loving, completely fulfilled way where I know I can get up in the morning and stretch my body and just look into the sky, and that's all I need to do, because I know who I am. So that is the chaos, that is the drama, that is the excitement and the stimulation we have been in for so long, and now we're leaving it because it was torture. And so it's that was just an image, and we can see it now with the COVID and what's going on, that all that noise and stimulation is being shut down. So people either they have to find something very, very something else to stimulate them, because they get bored when all this stops and they're not ready to awaken. Life is boring. And of course you can only be bored if you're detached from the fact that you are God. God is never bored. God cannot be bored, because God is eternally creating. So, but as this goes on, people will slowly awaken and realize, oh my goodness, I didn't come into this world to be stimulated by something out there, because I'm one big empty space, and they need to stimulate me so I can feel alive, and they need to come and tell me I'm beautiful and wonderful so I can feel good. No, that was the lie. I already know within myself. If I allow myself to connect to that place within me, I already know that I am beautiful and wonderful and perfect, and that every single thing going on in my life is a gift for me and for the world. And when I embrace it as a gift, I become even more the love that I am, the wholeness that I am, the unity that I am. So we are awakening, and everything going on the earth is helping this process. So this was just a way to see how, another way of seeing this. So God is enjoying being you within you, and when you connect to that place, you feel the joy that God is feeling. And He's you. She's you. So I'll finish now, and I wish you all a really, really a Sunday and a week full of this fullness within, feeling the fullness that God is within you, fullness of love, fullness of peace, fullness of light. That is who you are. So take care, my friends, and I send you all my love.